Wednesday, July 15th, at exactly 4 p.m. in Makati City, the doors of the GLORIETTA Activity Center are set to open. And somewhere inside that bustling venue, the 21-year-old Filipina tennis sensation Eala'S will step forward to face something far greater than another opponent across the net, an entire nation eager to celebrate her remarkable journey. When asked if she has hobbies outside of tennis, Eala'S simply smiled and admitted that she really doesn't have many other sports interests, a candid reminder that her life has been devoted almost entirely to the game that has now transformed her into one of the biggest stories in world tennis. The moment she appears on stage, thousands of fans are expected to erupt in celebration, turning a vibrant shopping mall atrium into one of the loudest and most emotional venues the sport has witnessed this year. This is the moment Globe Telecom has been preparing for. But to understand why this homecoming has become such a massive national event, we have to go back just 11 days to the moment everything changed. That was the instant Eala'S stopped being viewed simply as a promising Filipina talent and became a global name the tennis world could no longer ignore. If you've been following her journey since before the international headlines and before legends like Maria Sharapova publicly praised her potential, you're in the right place. Just 9 days ago, Eala'S battled Jasmine PAOLINI in an unforgettable Wimbledon round of 16 match that ended in a heartbreaking 3-set defeat. Despite the loss, she captured the admiration of millions with her fearless performance on one of tennis's biggest stages. 2 days later, on July 7th, Eala'S took to Instagram to express her heartfelt gratitude to the Filipino supporters who stood behind her throughout the tournament, thanking them for every message, every cheer, and every flag waved from the stands. Then, only 2 days after that on July 9th, Globe Telecom officially announced Home Court, the Eala'S Fan Meet Experience, a special public homecoming celebration at GLORIETTA Activity Center. Fan access would be managed through the Globe One app, with registration beginning at 4 p.m. and the main program starting promptly at 6 p.m. In the span of just 72 hours, Eala'S story evolved from the disappointment of a Wimbledon exit into one of the biggest homecoming celebrations Philippine sports has seen in years. It became a carefully organized national event fueled by overwhelming public support, corporate planning, and a country determined to honor one of its brightest sporting stars. Yet, the real story isn't about a rivalry or even about the match she lost. The true tension lies in the emotional weight resting on the shoulders of a 21-year-old athlete. Eala'S is being asked to leave London, return home to the Philippines, step into a packed GLORIETTA mall in Makati City surrounded by thousands of cheering fans, smile for countless cameras, take the microphone, and become the face of a national celebration before she has even had time to fully process the disappointment of her Wimbledon defeat. Less than 10 days earlier, she had pushed Jasmine PAOLINI to the limit, leading in the second set, forcing a deciding third set, and coming within reach of one of the biggest victories of her career before it slipped away. Now, with only about 12 days separating her GLORIETTA appearance from her flight to Washington for the Mubadala City DC Open, where she must immediately return to competing at the highest level, the emotional turnaround is extraordinary. She has barely had time to grieve, almost no opportunity to rest her body after the grass court grind, and yet an entire nation is waiting to celebrate her in the middle of a crowded shopping mall. That collision, at the heart of this story, between raw athletic disappointment and overwhelming national pride, makes the event profoundly moving. Whether Globe Telecom intended it or not, the company has created the perfect stage where that emotional balancing act will unfold publicly. The speed of everything makes the moment even more remarkable. Eala'S Wimbledon campaign ended on July 6th, and just 3 days later on July 9th, Globe unveiled the plans across social media platforms. This didn't feel like a spontaneous reaction. It looked like a carefully prepared contingency plan activated the moment her run concluded. The venue itself tells an even bigger story. In July 2025, Globe welcomed Eala'S to its headquarters at Globe Tower in Bonifacio Global City for an invitation-only corporate event. Just 1 year later, the company has scaled it up dramatically to the public atrium of GLORIETTA, one of the busiest shopping destinations in Metro Manila. opening the doors wide to ordinary fans instead of a select audience. That isn't simply a change of location or a scheduling adjustment. It is a powerful vote of confidence. Globe is betting that Eala'S has grown into a national attraction capable of filling a public venue in the middle of a weekday, drawing crowds not through exclusive invitations, but through the genuine excitement and admiration she has earned on the world stage. The way fans gain access further underscores the scale. Attendees must download the Globe One app to secure reservations. Imagine the boardroom conversation where executives decided to transform a celebration into a customer engagement strategy, confident that Alex's popularity alone could drive thousands to participate. That is what happens when an athlete's fan base grows beyond sports and becomes a powerful cultural and commercial force. Every one of those business decisions can be traced back to a single unforgettable afternoon on center court. On July 4th, Alex stunned defending Wimbledon champion ŞWIOTEK with a remarkable 7-6-9, 6-2 victory, a performance that instantly captured the attention of the global tennis community. Within hours, Maria Sharapova praised her as a star on Instagram. Billie Jean King met her personally and celebrated her achievement with a heartfelt reference to Filipino pride. Catherine, Princess of Wales, posed for photographs with her courtside. In the space of one afternoon, Eala'S walked off the court no longer viewed simply as a rising prospect, but as one of the sport's newest international stars. Yet this breakthrough did not happen overnight. It was the culmination of steady progress. Earlier in the season came her impressive run in Miami, followed by a semi-final appearance in Berlin after victories over Elena Rybakina and other strong opponents. Then her WTA 125 title in Birmingham, and finally, the historic Wimbledon journey to the fourth round. This is not the story of one extraordinary week or a lucky draw. It is the steady, hard-earned rise of a player whose trajectory has been climbing for months, leaving sponsors, media, and fans scrambling to keep pace with her growing influence. Filipino fans who stayed awake through late-night matches, who supported her long before the international headlines, and who believed in her during tougher times have watched this transformation unfold step by step. They saw the potential before the rest of the tennis world caught on. Now, everyone else is arriving, new fans, sponsors, media outlets, and global brands alike. And on July 15th, all of that momentum will converge inside the GLORIETTA Activity Center in Makati City. What makes this homecoming even more meaningful is that, according to reports, it stands as Alex's only major public appearance in the Philippines before she returns to the United States to resume her hardcourt season. This makes the event far more than a routine fan gathering. It represents a single evening, a brief, precious pause between London and Washington, where Filipino supporters will have the rare chance to see their tennis hero in person before the demanding North American swing begins. The timing could hardly be more symbolic. Alex now carries the recognition of some of the biggest names the sport has ever known. Among them is five-time Grand Slam champion and former world number 1 Maria Sharapova, one of Alex's childhood idols. Shortly after the Wimbledon performance, Sharapova'S simple Instagram post, "A star," carried extraordinary weight. It felt like a symbolic passing of the torch, as the player Alex once admired publicly acknowledged that she now belonged among tennis's brightest new talents. When someone of Sharapova's stature offers that level of endorsement so quickly, it reshapes the conversation surrounding an athlete's future. The celebration at GLORIETTA is what that global validation looks like when it reaches home, a nation that has supported Alex from the very beginning finally able to celebrate her rise on a truly national stage. Looking beyond tennis, the significance becomes even greater. The Philippines has produced legendary champions across boxing, billiards, and other sports, but rarely has a tennis player made this kind of impact on the Grand Slam stage. For generations, the phrase "Pride of the Philippines" has been closely associated with icons like Manny Pacquiao. While no title can simply be handed from one athlete to another, many fans now see Eala'S as the country's newest global sporting ambassador. Globe Telecom's decision to organize a large-scale public celebration reflects just how deeply that sentiment has taken hold. Yet this homecoming is only one chapter in a much bigger journey. Once the celebrations conclude, Alex's attention immediately shifts back to competition as she heads to Washington for the Mubadala City DC Open, followed by the Canadian Open in Toronto, Cincinnati, and ultimately the US Open at Flushing Meadows beginning in late August. 4 major tournaments in a compressed window, each carrying greater expectations than the last because everything changed during her unforgettable Wimbledon run. The audience following her career today is dramatically larger than it was only weeks ago, and every match now attracts both longtime loyal supporters and newly converted fans. As one observer noted, Eala'S has rapidly become one of tennis's biggest attractions. In many ways, the GLORIETTA Activity Center may be one of the smallest venues she performs in for the rest of her professional career. From this point forward, the stages only become bigger, the crowds louder, and the expectations higher. Yet what she carries into every stadium is far more important than rankings or headlines: humility, gratitude, and an unbreakable connection to her roots. On July 6th, JASMINE PAOLINI ended Alex's Wimbledon campaign with a hard-fought victory in the deciding set. The very next day, rather than dwelling publicly on the disappointment, Alex turned to Instagram with a heartfelt message thanking the Filipino supporters whose flags and voices filled the stands. She chose gratitude over frustration. Just days later, those same supporters are leaving work early, downloading the Globe One app, and making their way to GLORIETTA to welcome her home. In that sense, this celebration is about much more than a fan event. It is a shared emotional moment between an athlete and a nation. Alex's disappointment has not been carried alone. It has been met with encouragement, pride, and unwavering support from millions who view her journey as something bigger than individual wins and losses. To understand why this homecoming means so much, rewind one final time to that unforgettable afternoon on center court. July 4th brought the breakthrough performance against ЩWIOTEK. Soon afterward, Sharapova'S praise. On July 6th, the Paolini defeat. July 7th, the thank you post. July 9th, the announcement. And now, July 15th, registration at 4 p.m. program at 6 p.m. and a 21-year-old athlete walking into a room filled with the very people she has always said inspire her to keep fighting. Eala'S may not have lifted the Wimbledon trophy, but the welcome she is about to receive will feel like the homecoming of a champion. It speaks volumes about what she has come to represent for the Philippines, a symbol of hope, pride, and possibility for a new generation. When she steps up to the microphone, the message she shares, whether gratitude, reflection on her journey, or encouragement to young dreamers, will resonate deeply. If Alex addresses the nation at 6 p.m., what one message do you hope she shares? And where does this MAKATI homecoming rank among the defining moments of her career? Share your thoughts below. If you've been following Alex's journey long before the headlines, this space is for you. From GLORIETTA to Washington, Toronto, Cincinnati, and the US Open, we'll be here for every chapter.